This video demonstrates how to operate the 787 GE engine cowls with the normal power door opening system, or PDOS method. When you open the cowls, you must fully open the fan cowls before you open the thrust reverser cowls. To close the cowls, you must fully close the thrust reverser cowls before you close the fan cowls. To prevent injury to persons and damage to equipment, follow these general warnings and cautions. Before you operate the cowls, follow the wind limitations published in the AMM. Do not use a tool to open or close the latches. Use only hand pressure. Use heavy gloves before you touch the latches and handles. The latches and handles can burn you if you touch them while they are hot. Note: the numbered decals on the thrust reverser cowl shows the unlatched sequence. If current AMM documentation shows a different sequence, you must follow the AMM. Before you open the engine cowls, do the steps to make sure that the engine cannot operate. To open the fan cowls, release the number 2, 3, 1, and 4 tension latches. Caution: make sure that all latch hooks are in the open position and will not catch the latch keepers when you open the fan cowl, or damage to the fan cowl can occur. Push and hold the fan cowl PDOS switch to open the cowl. To make sure the actuator lock engages, hold the switch for 5 more seconds after the cowl stops, and make sure the yellow band shows on the forward hold open rod. Warning: if you cannot see the yellow band, the fan cowl can close quickly and cause injuries to persons or damage to equipment. Release the end of the aft hold open rod from the fan cowl and connect the rod end to the fan case. Warning: keep personnel and equipment clear of the fan cowl doors when the hold open rods are not locked. This can cause injury to personnel or damage to equipment. Note: both hold open rods are passive safety devices and will be loose with the PDOS actuator lock engaged. Repeat the procedure to open the other fan cowl. With the fan cowls open, you can get access to all thrust reverser latches and the thrust reverser PDOS switches. Warning: make sure the thrust reverser sleeves and the leading edge flaps and slats have been retracted and deactivated. This can cause injury to personnel or damage to equipment. Caution: do not move the thrust reverser half without all 8 cascade segments installed, or damage to the thrust reverser structure can occur. Open the access door and turn the bifurcation latch system, or BLS handle, clockwise to the stop. Next, pull down on the handle to the stop, and then turn the handle counterclockwise to the stop. The clockwise motion releases the BLS handle. When you pull the handle down, the latch pin disengages from the receiver. The counterclockwise motion locks the handle to make sure that the latch pin will not move up and re-engage the receiver. Push the secondary lock for the number 1 tension latch. Then pull the handle and make sure the hook fully disengages from the keeper. Open the translating sleeve latch. Then, open the core cowl strap latches. Next, open the 6 o'clock core cowl latch and make sure that all hooks fully disengage from the keepers while you stow the hooks in the latch handles. Open the number 2, 3, and 4 tension latches and stow all hooks in the handles. Push the lock pin and extend the V-blade latch handle. Release the trigger and then push the handle to disengage the hook. Finally, make sure that the hook does not re-engage, and stow the handle . Caution: do a check and make sure that all latches are open before you open the cowls. If a latch stays engaged, damage to the thrust reverser can occur. Push and hold the thrust reverser PDOS switch to open the cowl. To make sure the actuator lock engages, continue to hold the switch for 5 more seconds after the fan cowl stops. Warning: do not move between the engine and the open thrust reverser until you lock the hold open rod. This can cause injuries to personnel or damage to equipment. Release the hold open rod from the stowage bracket. Then extend the rod and connect the rod ends to the fan case bracket and to the thrust reverser torque box bracket. Finally, make sure that the yellow collar shows on the hold open rod. Note: the hold open rod is a passive safety device and will be loose with the PDOS actuator in the open and locked position. If necessary, repeat the procedure to open the other thrust reverser cowl. Before you close the thrust reverser cowls, make sure that all hold open rods are installed and locked. This makes sure that the cowl weight is on the locking actuator and not on the hold open rod. Warning: if the hold open rods are not installed, failure of the PDOS system can cause the cowls to close. This can cause injury to personnel or damage to equipment. Make sure that all latches are open. Caution: if any latch is not open, damage to the thrust reverser or the latches can occur. Unlock the thrust reverser hold open rod and remove it. Warning: if the hold open rod is removed, do not move between the engine and the thrust reverser. This can cause injuries to personnel or damage to equipment. Push and hold the thrust reverser PDOS switch until the thrust reverser is fully open and the PDOS actuator unlocks. Release the switch and gravity will close the cowl. Caution: the V-blades on the thrust reverser must freely engage the V-grooves on the engine. This will prevent damage to equipment. Retract the hold open rod and connect the ends to the thrust reverser stowage brackets. Repeat this procedure for the other thrust reverser cowl. Make sure that the thrust reverser cowls are fully closed. To close the V-band latch, release the trigger and make sure that the latch engages the V-band keeper, and then pull the latch handle until the trigger engages. Warning: do not push the V-band latch handle and make sure that the latch is fully engaged before you release the handle. Injuries to personnel can occur if the latch opens suddenly and the latch handle hits you. Finally, unlock and fold the latch handle until no orange shows below the thrust reverser edge. Close the number 4, 3, and 2 tension latches. Note: the sides of the latch have an orange color. When the latch is closed correctly, no orange will show. Close the 6 o'clock core cowl latch, then close the 2 strap latches. Next, close the translating sleeve latch. Close the number 1 tension latch and make sure that the hook engages the keeper. Make sure that the secondary lock is engaged and that no orange shows below the thrust reverser edge. Turn the BLS latch handle clockwise to the stop. Next, push the handle up to the stop and then turn the handle counterclockwise to the stop. Finally, close the access door. After the thrust reverser cowls are fully closed, the fan cowls can be closed. To close the fan cowl, make sure that the yellow band shows on the hold-open rod. Warning: keep personnel and equipment clear of the fan cowl doors if you cannot see the yellow band. The fan cowl can close quickly and cause injuries to personnel or damage to equipment. Disconnect the aft hold-open rod from the fan case bracket and then attach it to the fan cowl fitting. Next, unlock the hold-open rod. Caution: make sure all fan cowl latch hooks are in the open position and will not catch the keepers or damage can occur. Next, push and hold the fan cowl PDOS switch until the fan cowl is fully open and the PDOS actuator unlocks. Release the switch and gravity will close the cowl. Caution: make sure that the forward edge of the fan cowl aligns with the inlet cowl or damage can occur. Repeat this procedure for the other fan cowl. Close the number 2, 1, 3, and 4 tension latches. Caution: if the latches do not close smoothly, do the AMM adjustment procedures to prevent damage to the cowl and the latches. Finally, do the procedures to put the airplane back to its usual condition. This completes the 787 GE engine cowl operation. Always reference your AMM for current documentation.